everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you late in the evening from downtown Manila. And I've got a guest from the other side of the world today, from downtown Texas. And she's a lovely lady. We had a bit of a brief chat earlier. Her name is, if I can read my bleary eyes, her name is Lindsey Korell. And Lindsey is a CEO, operations strategist, and got a fantastic name I love called The Daily Principle. And it's all about business operations. She's been doing this for 10 plus years. And the description of her business, she goes on to say, I help burned out business owners, and that's many of you, get the business they intended to build by redesigning operations to run without them. Key achievements or projects. One of my clients told me that working with me puts her heart rate in the restore phase, it is. Peace and calm are with her. Personal motto of philosophy, freedom is a design choice. And I tell you guys, when you get old as I am, it's all about, forget the money, it's about the freedom. If you've got freedom, the money will flow, right? So focus, guys. Like Lindsey here, I haven't got a job. I got a passion. When you got a passion, you're not working. It's just fun every day, right? Easy to stay motivated when you're having fun. We go on to say here, interesting fact about herself. She hasn't given us one, so we're going to find that out shortly. And my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, Lindsey. How are you, Lindsey?
Good morning, good evening, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate being here.
My great pleasure. Let's get the show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to start the Daily Principle all those years ago.
Well, I have been in and out of business for myself many times. I am the serial entrepreneur. I even did a whole stint of serial startups and worked my way through the operations of several startups. We even worked myself up to COO. And like when you work for yourself or when you work for a startup, there are some times you get laid off. And I got laid off one last time and decided to go back into business for myself. But spending all that time in operations with startups and with small companies, you realize how important it is to have a well-structured business. That structure is what is going to give you the opportunities to actually have the business that you wanted when you first started, because we're all so impressionable. We think that starting a business is going to be very easy and we're going to have all the time freedom and all the money that we ever wanted. And it doesn't often work out that way.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, going on to our next question. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how do you overcome it?
That the most challenging aspect with Daily Principle is translating an invisible problem into a visible decision. So when you're burning out, you've usually tried so many things. You've tried to hire somebody, you've tried a new system, you've tried everything, and you feel like you're at wit's end, and the business relies entirely upon you. And it's trying to find the best way to tell that burnt out entrepreneur that, hey, there is a way, there is a system we can put in place. It's all about delegation and permissions, and we can help you help you build that business that you want. But so often we get stuck in the weeds and we can't see the forest for the trees. So it's like telling people what that is.
Yeah, I say, and I come across this a lot. I get people who want me to run the business for them. And I say things, I get angry. I go, listen, Charlie, if I get to fly to the States, the first thing I'm going to do when I get there, I'm going to sack you and I'm going to keep all the money. Because if I'm running the show, I might as well keep the money, right? I'm only here to assist you and point you in the right direction. I'm not here to run it for you. And that's the key. You got to do the work, guys. I don't care who you are. You got to do the work. Put the work in, get the systems in place, then you can go take the foot off the pedal a bit. But get the systems in. The systems, as Lindsey will tell you, are everything, right? Moving on, tell us about an important moment in your career where you pretty much changed direction. What was that aha moment?
Well, it was a big one. It was a medical issue. I had a heart attack.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and when you're laying in the hospital looking at that ceiling tile, You really start to think about life and what's going on. And your whatever business you've built is not worth it if you can't live the life that that you've dreamed of. And sitting that much time in the hospital, you start going through every single thing that you have to do. And I realized that if I don't get out of here, my business is dead.
It's
One.
a wake up
Number,
call. Sure.
yeah, number two. And number two, it's like, why am I driving myself this hard?
Yeah.
Life isn't any fun if you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't work that way.
I'm curious. Did your body tell you anything? Did you get any invisible signs early in the piece, or just bang overnight?
No, actually, I was asleep when it first happened. I had
Oh,
pretty sharp pain in my chest, and I thought it was just indigestion.
wow.
Um, I work out every day. I eat well, and that I didn't even cross my mind that it was a heart attack.
Why would it? Why would it? You're not obese, obviously. So why would you be thinking that? I agree. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
And it's like women have so many silent signs that we don't pay attention to because we're busy on our lives. We think we're invincible. I thought I was invincible, that this would never happen to me, especially in my 50s. That's like, no, I'm not. That's not going to happen to me. And here I am laying in the hospital thinking
remarkable.
of everything I didn't do.
Yeah, you're very, very lucky. In your opinion, in business, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your amazing success? What do you believe are your skills behind all that?
Two things. Don't quit. Of
Absolutely.
course, that's for everybody. There are definitely going to be times when you are ready to quit and you are done. And the second one is I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn. That I think that skill in itself has led me to so much success because it's very easy to pivot and learn something new to put into my business and to put into other people's businesses. And that's what kept me growing through all of the startups, is that you learn something new every single day, and because you're just picking up the ball and running with whatever happened that day.
The fact, by the way, folks, that if you do a 1%, just think about a 1% change to your business per week, not per hour or per day, 1% per week, you'll get a 67%, check it out, you'll get a 67% increase in revenue with a 1% change. It's really that easy. And Lindsey, the other thing I'd say about you, you got very good empathy, my friend. Lindsey and I've had a couple of chats. She's a very good listener. So she's got very good empathy, guys. So reach out, have a chat. She won't bite. Reach out, Lindsey, have a chat. Find out what she can do to help you, because you don't know what you don't know. I paid $20,000 to learn just that one thing. You don't know, from a business coach. You don't know what you don't know. And later in life, I realized how true that was. Right? We're learning every day, guys. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field, Lindsey? What's your secret?
Well, back to the learning. I am so excited about AI. It's so many interesting things come down the path, and that can help with all of the structure within your business. Now, one caveat there, please just don't dump AI in your business without actually having a plan. That ends up costing you more time and more headaches. But to have a very thoughtful plan to add AI into your business, it could help you a lot, or it could just be a time suck for your employees. But take the time and make a plan for everything that you're going to put into your business.
Sometimes it can reinforce things for you too. You can ask an opinion. You can say, if I do A, what will be what could be the result? And you might be surprised. It might be a good thing or a negative thing. Um, you can take a picture of your fridge. It'll tell you what to make for dinner, believe it or not. And an interesting one for you and I, Lindsey. I did this some 9 months ago. I put my blood test through, and it's amazing. ChatGPT will give you an awesome report, guys, more thorough than a doctor. I'm not saying swear by it, but just give you an idea. Put your blood test through ChatGPT, and you'll be pleasantly surprised as to what the results are, as I was. Right. Tell us about a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of, Lindsey. What's
Well,
been?
you were talking about it a little bit in my bio. One of my clients, she came to me with she has an Apple Watch and she monitors her heart rate and everything. And she sent me a picture that her heart rate was in restore. She's like, "This is every time I talk to you." And you can actually see the points that we've spoken about her business. She calms down and comes back to the spot where she can breathe, think about her business, and it restores her. And I was so touched by that because as a woman in business or anyone in business, to be able to give that kind of peace to somebody about their business and just let them breathe and have a clearer thought about what's going on in their business is so important to me. I want that peace and clarity, but I think it also helps them when they can step back and actually have a moment, they can see their business so much clearer.
I love that. That's what it's about. For people realize out there, for Lindsay and myself, it's about getting results for people. In fact, our proud boast with our company is results, so you don't pay a dime. The caveat is you must do the work we tell you to do. But basically, guys, if you do the work, you'll get a result. And someone like Lindsay can make it so much easier for you, right? I said earlier, you don't know what you don't know. Reach out, have a virtual cup of coffee and find out. And on that Apple Watch, I've just come back from China where I bought about 6 smartwatches. And I bought an exact copy of the Apple Watch, the exact copy for about, believe it, about $30. And it's an exact replica and it's got all that. It's got all the heart monitor, the whole 9 yards. It's an amazing piece of equipment. I love it to death. I'm wearing something else today, but I've got it in the bedroom. I use it most of the time. Uh, Tell me, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Well, right now, I'm heads down building this business, seeing how many people that I can help this year. And eventually I want to get to the point where I can have an online program that even smaller businesses could use. Because my target is small to mid-sized businesses that actually have 5 to 7 employees. But I want to build something that the solopreneur can use so they can start putting systems into their business and actually have the benefit of what the bigger companies have.
Yeah, that's it. It's basically a structure, and a small boat can move a lot quicker than a big boat, guys. Think about that. You can move a lot quicker and a lot faster, and avoid some of the mistakes. So, you don't want to be the Titanic. You know, be the speedboat, but take your time doing it. Tell me, what advice if you had a 20-year-old, your daughter, son, a nephew, someone comes to you for some advice and says, "I've just left uni. What should I do with myself?" What would you tell them?
I would say, first of all, run with your ideas. If you've got a great idea, take a little bit of time and research it. Please research it. There's so many great things that you can do, and find something that, I know this is just rote, everybody says it. Find something that you're passionate about, but really dig in and test that idea. Don't just go blindly into it. Take a little time to test that idea, because that few days or those few hours that you take to test it is going to make all the difference in how quickly and how fast you grow that business. So I'm 100% be an entrepreneur. I'd love to see more kids go into entrepreneurship, especially now with all the opportunities with AI that they have out there. It's so much different than when you and I were younger. It's so much faster and so much easier to build a business and
I
to
go back.
scale.
I go back to paying $12,000 for a set of Encyclopedia Britannica. So try and learn stuff. You know,
Yeah, remember when they came door to door to your visit to your house to sell those?
yeah. Buy 12, get two free. We fell for all that stuff. We had to have it. They embarrass you. Don't you want your kids to get better? That type of thing. So, yeah, so we fell for that. What's the best way for our listeners to reach out and find out about your wonderful services, Lindsay? If they're in small business, they need some help. How can they reach out to you? What's the best way?
So you can check out my website at dailyprincipal.com, and that's principal, like the principal of your school, your pal. Or if you're thinking about if you're wondering how dependent your business is on you, you can go to independencesnapshot.com. It's 8 questions, about 3 minutes, and it'll give you a really good idea of whether you need to reach out to me to talk further about how we can get some systems into your business and get you out of your business.
With that, Lindsay, email me that later because I'll add that to your bio for you. So
Okay,
that's something that's not here, but you add it to your bio because what's going to happen with Lindsay, it's like talking to a friend. Guys, if you want to come on 50 Minutes of Fame, we're going to put you across Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group of 6,500 members, and of course YouTube, and now school with all your social media links and potentially putting in front of hundreds of people. And don't think this is a normal podcast. It's far from that. It's an evergreen movie about you and your services. So what you do, you put it in your email, you put it on your website, you go on LinkedIn and say, I was interviewed by the guru, and people want to know what you and the guru said. So they're watching all this. So believe me, the lurkers are out there. So that's what I want to help Lindsay with, and you and other people out there watching. Lindsay, before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
Well, I have 30 stamps in my passport, and I need to collect 70 more. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet, or who's going to come with me to go on that. But my business is built to fund that travel and hopefully take my nieces and nephews with me.
Fantastic! What a wonderful accomplishment. By the way, I've mapped out for this year 6 trips every 2 months. I'm going somewhere, and I know where the somewhere is. I'm going somewhere every 2 months. I buy a one-way ticket because I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy the other end. So I buy a one-way ticket, and I might stay there for 3 days. I might stay for 3 months. Right? I take my laptop and have laptop, can and will travel, and that's what it's all about, guys. It's about the still working. It's all about the freedom of choosing when to work and where to work. It's that simple. Lindsay, you've been an awesome guest. Any last words for our audience?
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'd love to speak to you if you're thinking about either getting more time for yourself, more space for yourself, or maybe you're thinking about selling your business. Let me help you get that structure in so you have that extra time for yourself.
I repeat that, guys. Lindsay's the real deal, guys. I've been around for a long time, 50 years doing this stuff, and I know who's authentic and who's not. And Lindsay's the real deal, guys. So it's going to cost you nothing. Hear that word? Most of you like that word, free. It's going to cost you nothing to have a 15-minute chat and a virtual cup of coffee with Lindsay and find out if she can in fact help you. So pick up that phone, pick up the mouse, whatever it takes, and reach out to Lindsay and have a great time. Thanks for being on the show, Lindsay. You've been awesome.
Thanks, Jeff.